What's up? What's up? What's up, everybody? How I'm sounding? Is my mic good? Is my mic good? Are we good? Come on in. Wipe y'all feet off at the door. Hit that like button. I'm straight, all right? That's what's up. That's what's up. Come on in here, y'all. Wipe y'all feet off. Let's see what we can get into tonight. I'm tired. I supposed to have went live 2 hours ago, man. Let me get this together. Y'all know how we do, though. Y'all know how we do. I'm sorry. My pseudo killers. Hit that like button. We up in here. Monday Night Madness. We back. All right. We're going to do... We're going to do 4 minutes, y'all, then we going live. Got my man DQ from Texas. Gave me a fire song, y'all. He gave me a fire song. We're going to play that in the intro. And y'all let me know what y'all think about it. He be in the comments all the time. He saying I was playing local music, and he said, "Man, I'm in Texas. I think he in Waco, Texas, right?" He like, "Man, I want to send you a song," and he sent me the song. I downloaded it, and I listened to it. I said, "Man, that's fire." You know what I mean? So let's get into it. Where is that? It's called Daydreaming. 3 minutes. 4 minutes. Let's go, y'all. Come on in here, wipe y'all feet off. Let's go.
Yeah. DQ. Check. Have you ever had a dream in the daytime? Had the same dream since the playground. If you made it come true, cause you stay down.
Wipe y'all feet off at the door. Y'all know how we do. 3:30.
I'ma make the right move when the time right. Alright. Nigga, have you ever had a dream during the daytime? Had the same dream since the playground. If you made it come true, cause you stay down. Nigga, have you ever really thought about the limelight? In the room full of stars when you shine bright. I'ma make the right move when the time right. Calculated every step, so I can't stand a hater out here hating on. Niggas out here making moves. See, I hand out the type of shit they waiting on. I'm the type to overlook a hand, cause the wrong step will cost an arm and leg. Niggas tripping, signing deals in red. I'ma hit the booth and make some hits instead. Light years ahead. We done go short a couple of albums, so we up for the challenge. Man, I'm focused on the bread. But these niggas be fucking understanding when it come to my talents. It just pop up past when it come to the salad. Yeah, zips to the head. And we never mind hating consumers when it come to the rumors, cause we put them hoes to bed. Oh yeah, niggas try to take the page out my book and take the same steps I took. Network and cultivating relationship, a skill still for real overlooked. Whole squad moving like we Voltron. Yeah, the whole nine looking like a gold mine. I'ma show mine, nigga, when it's go time. I'ma blow mine, niggas, when it's showtime. Niggas try to take the page out my book and take the same steps I took. Cultivating a networking relationship, a skill still for real overlooked. Whole squad moving like we Voltron. Yeah, the whole nine looking like a gold mine. Only show mine, nigga, when it's go time. I'ma blow mine, niggas, when it's showtime. Yes, sir. Have you ever had a dream in the daytime? Had the same dream since the playground. And you made it come true, cause you stay down. Nigga, have you ever really thought about the limelight? In a room full of stars when you shine bright. I'ma make the right move when the time right. Alright, nigga, have you ever had a dream during the daytime? Had the same dream since the playground. And you made it come true, cause you stay down. Nigga, have you ever really thought about the limelight? In a room full of stars when you shine bright. I'ma make the right move when the time right. Yeah. Big dreams, nightmares, and monsters. Pimp thieves, hoes, thoughts, and choppers. Crooked oppers, play cops and robbers. Sip lean, smoke weed's the mantra. Weigh risk against shit that cost us. Hit a lick, it tastes bitter sweet. You just a good soul, you wanna save the world, but you ain't they type, so they hint to lead. Wholesome souls die and world's incomplete. So I chase the pain so I can chase my dreams. Liquor is licorice inside my candy shop. Candy paint drop with wood grain supreme. Good for it, I'm good for it. Sorry the wave you'll see when you look for it. Real recognize the real you look for. Pressing your luck and I wish you would for us. You don't want a person nigga that be living on this North Star. So close but I'm so far. I'm a tiger in the woods but I swing like a home run. Holistically on par. You don't really want war but I'm raw like a tennis racket. How about Venus but I'm on Mars. So went the galactic is soup for your solar. Bring it back now. You don't want a person nigga that be living on this North Star. So close but I'm so far. I'm a tiger in the woods but I swing like a home run. Holistically on par. You don't really want war but I'm raw like a tennis racket. How about Venus but I'm on Mars. So went the galactic is soup for your solar. Virgo. Have you ever had a dream in the daytime? Had the same dream since the playground. And you made it come true cause you stay down. Nigga, have you ever really thought about the limelight? In a room full of stars when you shine bright. I'ma make the right move when the time right. Alright, nigga, have you ever had a dream during the daytime? Had the same dream since the playground. And you made it come true cause you stay down. Nigga, have you ever really thought about the limelight? In a room full of stars when you shine bright. I'ma make the right move when the time right.
Fire. Give me some fire. I feel like he killed that shit. I really feel like he killed that shit. That shit was dope. That shit was dope. Keep doing your thing, bruh. Keep doing your thing. Give me them like buttons. But what it do, pseudo killers? It's Monday Night Madness. We back on the set. I don't know where the rest of the panel at. I waited too long. I supposed to been going live 2 hours ago. I be doing a lot of stuff, y'all. That's all I can say. I apologize. But either way, we here. It's Monday Night Madness. And we're gonna see what we can get into. All right. How y'all like the new little setup I got going on here, though? You know what I mean? I made this morning. I said, let me add some stuff to the, to the to the live stream to make it look better. So did a couple little things, to make it look more visually, aesthetically pleasing to y'all. And I get something out of it also. So, But yeah, hit that like button, y'all. Y'all slow in getting in here. We only got 33,000 people watching us right now. So come on in here. When y'all come in here, wipe y'all feet off at the door, hit that like button. Act like y'all got some sense. Thanks, yo. Thanks. I appreciate it. Did a couple other things. Let me see. Did a couple other things. This one, I'm not even finished. He said it's a McDonald's thing. Yo, y'all, I hate y'all. Yo, y'all too fucking funny. No, well, I went with that the yellow and red, right? Let me go back to it. I went with the yellow and red because I got yellow and red in my background, right? I ain't want to do gray because the backdrop is really gray on my wall, right? So I said, let me do the yellow and reddish kind of thing. But it definitely looked like McDonald's, yo. That's fucking funny, yo. Damn. Tika, we definitely need a new topic, though. We definitely do. Brother Mathis said, how pseudo do we plan on getting tonight? Real pseudo. We gonna hit the motherfucking gas on pseudo tonight, you feel me? Yeah, but yeah, so let me see. Let me send out this Zoom link. Let me send out this Zoom link to everybody. Let's see. See if I can get Unc and them to wake up and get in this Zoom with us. Hey, Rasta man, ain't that crazy? They saying I'm wrong because they think I'm a Muslim. Like a Muslim, you know, can't speak on African politics and history. That's fucking crazy. You know how many Muslims are in Africa? How many African Muslims it is? Man, these guys is crazy. And then I'm not even a Muslim. That's so... So that's even crazier. But even if I was, how crazy is it to say that a Muslim can't speak on African history and politics? Just because you Muslim? That makes sense. But I'm the one who don't make sense. Y'all just sit back and think about that. Niggas actually feel like if you are associated with the Islamic faith, that you can't speak on African history and politics. But I'm pseudo. Do you know how pseudo that is? Even if you don't say it verbatim, that's crazy. Even if you don't say it, right? If you even imply it, that's pseudo as hell. Since you're a Christian, you can't speak on African history because you're a Christian. What the hell that got to do with it? Or you're a Muslim, you can't speak on it. Like, and I'm not even a Muslim, but I don't even feel like I should have to defend that. I don't even feel like that's a point that knocks somebody out of the box. It's the information that knocks you out of the box, not your religious affiliation. Now, I could see if I was using Islam as a reason to go in on Africa, like I'm proselytizing Islam. Because if we take that standpoint, we can look at people like that they'll never go against. They'll never say nothing against Sheikh Anta Diop, right? Sheikh Anta Diop was a goddamn Muslim, a professed Muslim from Senegal, right? He never disavowed his Muslim faith. So he said, I'm a Berber. No, I'm a barber. I'm a barber, not a Berber. Hit that like button. Let me sit, man, y'all go ahead. I'm going to speak to everybody in a second. Let me send out this Zoom link to see if these guys going to come in here and deal with us tonight. But man, Unc been having some real good conversations. So, you know, we've been ironing a lot of the stuff out in our back chat. So, you know, we'll see. We'll see if he come on here and say the same things that he be saying on on our back chat. Cause Uncle get on here and start talking completely different than he do on the damn back chat, right? I'm gonna let y'all know that. Little secret. Man, the only thing me and Unc disagree on is Queen Nzinga, right? You know, I say she was a slaver. He say she wasn't. I don't know how we can read the same shit and come to two different conclusions. When we read the definition of a slaver, she definitely falls. She sold slaves, thousands of them. To me, that's cases over, right? You sold thousands of slaves in your lifetime. You're a goddamn slaver. Simple and plain. They want to give the context that she was at war. I don't care what is the motivation, right, behind somebody dealing in the trade, the selling in the trade of human beings. The moment that they do it, they are a slaver. Simple and plain. But yeah, hit that like button. See if these guys gonna come in here. All right, let's see who up in here. Here we go. All right, let me make this bigger because I'm partially blind. I wear glasses if y'all don't know it. I don't like to wear my glasses because I don't be looking too cool when I got my glasses on, you feel me? All right. Here we go. Flavor, aka the plug. What's going on, bruh? Danny Yerp, Vassa, what's going on? Tika, what's happening? Sunline 55 in the building. Danny Wilson, Mansa, yo. Who that? Goat the Master, what's happening, bruh? Everybody hit that like button. Brother Mathis in the building. Per Black, funny as hell. What's up? From West Africa, what it do? My man Heat Rock, what's going on? Heat Rock, we're gonna play your song on the outro today. I had to give props to my bro from Texas. He got some fire. Rasta Man. Clumsy the Chemist, what's happening? DeAndre Black, what it do? Boom, in the building. LaDosha, what's up? Alright, so yeah. Alright, let me see who in here. Boom. All right, these dudes ain't hit the like, but they ain't hit the what's the name at all. They playing games. They left me out here. I waited too long, yo. I apologize. Like I said, there's a million things that I had to do before I could go live. You know what I mean? So I got kids. I got a dog, right? I work. Dark, what's up, bro? So I hit the button at 10 o'clock. I was late. We posed there, went live at 8 o'clock, man. I be tired. I'm tired now. But I still hit the button. And a lot of times these don't be my topics, right? These be the pseudo killer topics. For some reason, they left me in charge of the channel. I don't know why. Why would they give me the controls? Like, if they knew how busy I was, like, I mean, But anyway, did y'all see, forget this topic until somebody come in here. Did y'all see the Drink Champs interview with Kanye West? What y'all think about that? Was it fire? Do y'all got newfound respect for Kanye West after that? After I know I do after listening to that interview. I definitely got a whole newfound respect for him. Like, the interview was good as hell, man. The interview was good as hell. Could you imagine Michael Jackson and Kanye West having a conversation? Fire. Fire. I like the humanity in Kanye West, right? I like his humanity, right? His history in politics, I might don't agree with, like, you know what I mean? But his humanity, his overall humanity, yeah, I think he's a good human being, man. He a good brother. You know what I mean? Especially when you know what he did for Benny Siegel. You know what I mean? Not too many people would do that, right? He said, you know, them just sitting around the studio or being in different places, you know, he would be around certain street type element people, and they would always give him nicknames. And he mentioned how how Benny Siegel, when he was with Rockefeller, gave him the name Yeezy, right? And you know, he named his company after that. So he said, man, I owe Benny Siegel. He said, I told Benny Siegel I need to get up with him because I owe him some money. This man, and Benny Siegel confirmed it the other day. Kanye West called him and told him he had $50 million for him. $50 million. How stand up is that, man? Told that man, I got $50 million for you, cash. I'm giving that to you. Because you came up with the name Yeezy. 50 million, I think he gave him 50 million. He's giving him 50 million cash, and I think 5% stock in Yeezy. He just changed motherfucking Benny Siegel's life, yo. He just changed Benny Siegel's life. That's crazy. That's crazy. Like, that's the type of things we pose to big up, yo. Yo, when a dude is honorable, right, when nobody is looking, nobody ever said that he owed goddamn Benny Siegel any money. You never even heard Benny Siegel say that shit. You never even heard Benny Siegel say that shit. And that man said, yo, this dude came up with that name. I have homeboys that gave me names, right? In the hood, because I have a unique name in urban America, right? So I have so many different little nicknames, right? And say if I started a shoe company and I used one of those nicknames that somebody gave me, and I start making billions of dollars, and I go back in the hood, right? I go back in the hood. Hold on. I go back in the hood and get a dude that gave me that nickname, right? This dude probably worked for the gas and electric company or something now, because I'm in my 40s, right? And imagine I go to this dude and say, man, look, I know you probably don't remember, but that nickname that you gave me that's on all of the shoes and stuff, yo, you might don't remember, but you the one who actually came up with that nickname. And I got $50 million for you. It's fucking crazy, yo. Kanye West, the realest nigga. He should get the realest nigga award of the week. For the year. For the year. You know what I mean? I definitely respect him for that. And I got a whole newfound respect for him, because Benny Siegel financially haven't been doing too good these last few years. And what Kanye West doing for him now, man, that shit is just unbelievable. But yeah, check out that Drink Champs interview. It was very good. Like I said, I don't have to agree with Kanye West's religion. I don't have to agree with his history and politics, but I like his humanity. You know what I mean? I like the way he see the world, right? So, you know what I mean? I think he a stand-up brother. Corey, you in the building? Can you hear me, Corey? You there? Pseudo Killer Official.
Loud and clear, loud and clear.
My man. I don't know where Unc and them at, but what's going on though? How was your weekend?
It wasn't bad, man. Went to my son's game down in Fort Wayne. They played University of Wesley. They played the University of Wesley, and man, they blew them out, man. 100-64, man.
What the hell?
Yeah, 100-64.
Hold on, what was it? A football game?
No, basketball.
Oh, I
basketball.
was about to say, what the hell?
it was the home opener, basically the home opener or whatever for the season. And man, they looked good, man. They looked real good this year. So I had a pretty good weekend, and looked like I'm gonna have a pretty good season, a pretty good basketball season this year too. So
that's what's up.
It's all good. So Kanye, man, I didn't even really. I kind of briefly heard about that. I think I was briefly like reading a headline or something on it. I ain't really sure. Yeah, and I didn't realize they was talking about Beanie Siegel or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So that's pretty good though, man. That's pretty good. So
awesome.
He broke Beanie Siegel off $50 million.
Yeah, he said he giving him $50 million and 5% stock in the Yeezy brand. That's fucking crazy.
Yeah, that's crazy, man.
Like I said, man, like what? Nobody even talking about it. You know, he did that. That's the realest shit. You know what I mean? Like, come on.
That's pretty. I mean, that's unbelievable right there. That's very selfless. You know what I'm saying? That's as selfless as you could get, in my opinion, man. Like that's something that's very, very something to look up to, man. You know what I mean? That's gonna be a legend, you know, for a while. Like I think people gonna like have like little sayings and you know, it's just gonna leave a footprint. You know what I'm saying? For quite a while, you know. Yeah. And definitely, man. Like I said, it made me look at Kanye in a different light. I always appreciated his musical genius. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I have always appreciated that. I mean, Midwest kid, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, I just, definitely always appreciated his skills, but I it was certain things that he do and say that I may or may not agree with. You know what I'm saying? It's quite a bit he does and says that I don't agree with, but I could always recognize his talent. And now, like, when, hearing this and seeing what he's doing now, it's kind of making me look at him in a different way a little bit. So
yeah,
I just appreciate, stuff like that, man. I think we need to hear like more of these type
more
of
of them type
stories.
of story, right? Where a dude ain't snaking each other, right? Or you always hear about how this rapper do bad business, like he ain't look out for this dude, and you know what I mean? You always hear that. Or somebody got a bad contract, and this dude ain't letting this dude out of this contract. You know what I mean? When these guys is just trying to feed their families, right? Like there's a lot of stories you hear about Puffy, right? And you be like, damn, yo, well, if you not making no money off of the Lock Show for all of those years, I'm trying to let Sosa in, why wouldn't you just, they wasn't selling no more, all of that. Why you just wouldn't let them out of their contract, man? And let them go on and see what they could do outside of you, right? Maybe you felt like, yo, it wasn't, it wasn't worth me investing no more money in them, right? I didn't hit my ceiling with them. Well, then let them go then, yo. You feel me? Let them go. Like, come on, man. Like, just a lot of bad business like that we do to each other. Like, back in the day, we used to always complain about what the white music executives used to do to us, right?
Right.
And we turned around and started doing the same shit to each other, right? I don't respect that, man. Like, I don't respect that. Because we cried for years of bad deals Ray Charles and them got, and you know what I mean? Now when, black people become executives, right? They start doing the same shit and we say, well, that's just the music business. No, that was the shit we was complaining about. When you get in position, you supposed to change it. You supposed to make it better. Like, I don't know.
And that's the thing too. Like, it's not a lot of those pioneers. You know what I'm saying? That make those steps. Everybody just go with the status quo, or trying to capitalize off each other. It's just it never leads to a good road. You know what I'm saying? When you're doing that, I think a lot of times we don't get the quality music that we should have because of the financial part of the game. You know what I'm saying? Studio time costs money. Like, it all costs money. It's every aspect of the game. It's cost money. So like, sometimes we don't get the product that we probably should have had, and sometimes people don't put their talent to the max. You know what I'm saying? And because of the whole money thing, the whole money game, money kind of poisons the well.
Poisons the artwork. When you know what I mean, that art. Hey Sosa, what's up, man? You ain't here. You all quiet. You all right?
I was letting Corey finish the bills.
Oh, okay.
No, it's a pseudo killer official, man. What's going on?
Hey, listen. What if, right? Kanye, right? Say he promised you $50 million and 5%, right? Like 3 weeks has passed. Like, is it okay to call and be like, yo?
Yep.
Right.
Yeah. Like we still good, bro? We still good? Just checking on you.
That feel like, yo, man, I told you, my nigga. Like, yo, what's up, bro?
Yeah.
I've been checking that. I've been checking my account, my PNC app. You know what I'm saying?
I know I gave you all my info.
you
need that
You
route
can't sleep. You can't sleep, right? You know what I'm saying? Your homie's like, shit, what's good? You got that bread yet?
Right.
Like, yeah.
Right.
I just wanted to check and see, make sure you got that with my route number and all of that. Right.
Hey, I change phones on purpose. Hey, what's up? Hey, that's my new number and shit, bro.
Yeah,
I got rid of old.
Yeah, read that routing number back to me again. You got the 2 zeros at the end, right? Yeah, because a lot of people get that fucked up. It's 2 zeros at the end. Yeah. I'm with Bank of America. You know what I mean? You know they be tripping.
You can't trust the PNC motherfuckers, man. You know?
Right, man. But yeah, I definitely be on Kanye Hills every couple hours over that. You know what I mean? I ain't lying. You know what I mean? 50 million shit. A motherfucker owe me motherfucking $1,000. You know what I mean? I'm breathing down his neck.
No doubt. Hey, but that generation, he set that man up for generational wealth, though. Like that ain't even. Like,
you can't play with that, bro.
No, I don't think. Who did that before? Ain't nobody. Have anybody done that?
I hope he's the first.
Man,
especially when you're a billionaire, you can't pump fake like that. If you're a billionaire,
no,
can't pump fake like that.
I want him to look out for all them dudes, though, for real. You know what I mean?
I heard he gave Sean back his masters, right? I think Sean said something because he didn't earn his shit. I think he gave Big Sean his masters back and shit. Gave him his masters and shit.
Everybody once you start getting money like Kanye, all that other shit get petty.
Yeah.
Man. What do you want? Big Sean, like, how much is this shit really worth, yo? Like, hey, take it. You know what I mean? Like, I ain't gonna do nothing with it. You know what I mean? So you'll do more with it than I would at this point in my life. So yeah, I respect that. You know what I mean? I respect that. Cause they say he worth, well, he said he worth $9 billion. Right? Even if it's half that, nigga is crazy. Yeah. You feel me?
I think they say they can damn near account for like 7 of them. You know what I'm saying? Like he probably worth about that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So giving the nigga 50 million, that wasn't nothing, but it's everything. You feel me?
Yeah.
It's everything.
5% of Yeezys though.
And then 5%
that worth more than the
50
50 million.
Right.
That worth more than 50.
That's what I'm saying. That's like generational wealth right there, man.
Yeah, hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Crazy.
Especially Benny Siegel is like it's coming to Beanie at the right time in his life also. After you done blew all your money and once you get to a certain age, you know how shit can go left. You know what I mean?
No doubt.
I guarantee I didn't have money when I was younger. And I wish I had the knowledge that I have now, right?
Yeah.
Because I ran through so much money just being young. I be like, yo, I could have been buying property. Like I could have been, I done fucked up so much money. Like I lay in bed at night. Like, yo, that shit is a horror movie, yo.
Yeah,
like when you think of all of the shit that went through your hands and you just misappropriated it. Like you think of the dumb cars and the other shit that you used to buy, right? You think of the money that you gave to females, just not even thinking, right? And females that you don't even talk to no more. And I used to buy all kind of shit. And you think, man.
Yeah,
bottles of Mona Club. I don't even drink that shit. I don't even drink the champagne. I don't get together just for the goddamn ambiance and shit. You know what I'm saying?
I can remember when one time me and my wife, man, we went on the shopping spree, man. Oh man, we blew so much money.
But at least it was with your wife though.
Yeah, and
I didn't blew money with motherfuckers. I don't even. Some motherfuckers I won't even recognize if I see them now. You feel me? I gotta be like, yo, what's your name again, shorty? On some shit like that. That's fucking crazy. It's fucking crazy, man.
Yeah, we was boyfriend and girlfriend back then, but man, it's just it's a lot of shit I used to do to impress her, man, and we could have had so much, man. We could have invested so much money, man, if I did right with it, but man, yeah, I done blew.
So when the money come like that and in that kind of lifestyle, your future goals ain't the same.
Yeah.
Like you're not really thinking about the future, like because you realistically in your mind, you thinking, I ain't even gonna make it that far. You know what I'm saying? Like you gotta come to grips with that in order to just function. You know what I'm saying? Like shit. So yeah.
I was having a conversation with Unc before, I think. And I was like, man, I never even thought about 15 years ago, I never thought I would be 40 years old. Like it never even crossed my mind before. You know what I'm saying? Like, what you gonna do when you're 40? Like when I'm at the age of from between 20 and probably 25, a little more than that. Like I couldn't even imagine being at this stage in my life, you know? So it's just crazy. And it's like
you can't think about it in order to function. Like that shit don't, you know what I'm saying? Like,
and it's like it's crazy because you accept it though. Like it's all good, you know.
You got to be prepared. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
you know, like I get banged up and it'll be over with. Now, if I'm planning for 40, I'm gonna be crushed. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to be thinking like, look, you know, at any time, bro, this shit can just be gone, and you know what I'm saying? Like these niggas hit this door right now, it's over with. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, ain't no, you know what I'm saying? Don't pass go, nothing, nigga. Like, it's a wrap. You know what I'm saying? So,
yeah, that's a fact. Hey, Unc is in the building. What's going on, Unc?
The God killer.
What's going on, fellas, man? How y'all doing, man? Chefrin L.
Yes, sir.
Concrete Corey. And fucking up the slavery Sosa. I'm fucking with you, so I'm fucking with you. Hey, man.
And the Bears and the Steelers on, right? I don't know, man.
Man. I can't stand the damn Steelers. Yo, y'all could be beating their ass, man. Y'all fumbling the ball. God, y'all got a good team. The Karen Hamlin running quarterback, and he's throwing bombs on them. Yeah, I'm looking at them saying the Ravens gonna beat the brakes off the Steelers for sure.
Yeah,
y'all got a squad. Don't worry about it. One day, y'all got a nice quarterback.
Yeah, they're gonna be decent. They're gonna be decent.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, one day. A quarterback.
One day.
I mean, once you get a quarterback, though, it change like the quarterback we got changed the whole complexion. Yeah, it just changed the whole dynamic.
You know, y'all was working with something though. Like, you know what I'm saying? You know, Flacco kind of squandered, but y'all had a little something, you know what I'm saying? Y'all had the same you know, y'all got the same coach from the Super Bowl. You see what I'm saying? It ain't like y'all goddamn
good culture.
Good culture.
Yeah, good culture. Yeah, but the quarterback though, that means something. Yeah, but I was here, y'all. I remember thinking, man, I ain't gonna make it to 25. So that's and we think that shit normal to run around thinking that shit.
Yeah, it's crazy.
You ever thought I pondered this shit. I know all y'all that pondered it, walking around saying I ain't gonna make it to 25, y'all. That's not normal.
Yeah, normal when you do that.
Nobody I grew up with did make it past 25, 30. You know what I'm saying? Like they either dead or in the joint. Like everybody.
You either go one of the two.
And that's crazy because if you look at y'all lives and then just look y'all on the internet talking about African history, that's fucking crazy.
Crazy.
That's fucking
it's like
crazy
360 for my life. Dude. Like 2 of them.
Man, motherfuckers is sitting on here listening to niggas like us talk about African history.
Hey, you know, I had
crazy.
the book when I was running wild though. I had got that shake at the job, you know what I'm saying, at the crib when I was running wild though.
Y'all want to hear something else amazing, yo?
Yeah.
Listen, there's 4 of us on here.
Facts.
Man, this is America, y'all. Watch this. 3 out of the 4 have been shot before.
Hell
Soldier, you've been shot before, right, Soldier?
Yeah, multiple times.
Okay, hold on. Wait, whoa. Watch this. So you've been shot multiple times. I've been shot multiple times. And this Corey, you just got shot in the fucking head. So that's
multiple times.
Shit.
That count for
that's multiple times.
I got multiple times at one day. I talk about different occasions. I talk about one day. Yeah. One is enough, my niggas. I promise.
No, I got shot multiple times. Twice. I got shot in the neck, point blank range. I never forget it. Matter of fact, I can still smell the fucking gunpowder. That's how close the nigga was on me, right? Then I got shot in the hip, in the private area. I ain't gonna speak on that, but I'm gonna let y'all niggas know. I done had 4 kids after that. So, all right, I'm gonna get you graphic, right? But I do got 1 jewel left. I lost the family jewel. Got shot multiple times in that area, crazy. And then Corey been shot in the head, yo. So this is the brothers y'all listening to. So we know what it is. We might fuck up the history sometimes. Well, I'm gonna say y'all niggas fuck it up. But anyway. The point, the thing is real. You right.
My words when we read that, I'm gonna use that as an excuse.
What's that shit? What's that shit that the war people go through?
That
motherfucking PTSD kicked in. You know what I mean? My grandfather had that shit, man, from World War. No, I don't think he was in World War II.
He was in Nam, probably.
No, it wasn't. My father, that was his generation. My grandfather, I think he was in the Korean War. That was like in the 50s or something. Yeah, in the Korean War, but he still had
to be in Nam.
Yeah, my grandfather used to fall out of the bed and shit. I remember that shit. You know what I mean? Like he was older and he still used to, have little spells of that shit. So that shit is traumatizing. So y'all brothers been in war zones, man. That's crazy.
It only get worse when it don't, when it goes undealt with. You know what I'm saying? That war PTSD. That's crazy, man. That's for real, bro. For real. I think my wife is traumatized too, like, because like she used to be like nothing bothered her, right? But then as she got older, like her nerves got really, really bad. Like, so like any sign of any drama, like she like nervous, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh my God, it's finna go down. Like, it's finna go to shooting up in there. I'll be like, hey, calm down. I like that. We live better now. We live in a better situation. So I think just her being around me, like she done got traumatized and shit, man. Like she like all the doors locked and everything, man. All that, man. Crazy.
That's a fact. That's
yeah,
crazy.
it's fun.
So I'm it's late. I'm gonna get off it, fellas. I just want to stop through. I think I got something real intriguing. I think I got an answer to our conversations, man. I think we're leaving out a vital piece of the conversation. And what I truly feel in my heart is we all possess a piece of the story, right? That will allow the African American to actually understand the magnitude of the responsibility and just the sheer dynamics of the slave trade. Man, I just think we got a couple pieces out of order and we left out a major piece. I truly think, matter of fact, I know we did. It was sitting in front of our face the whole time. For the next show we do, I want to start it off with that. And I mean, I don't think y'all have no pushback against it because, I call it the checkmate piece. It's clear, right? I already know what you're going to say, Chef. I'm not quite sure what Sosa gonna say, and I think I know what Corey gonna say. Yeah, but I think it's a dynamic piece that we just forgot, right? And if we honest with each other, we gonna say, "Damn, nigga, you right about that." But I'm gonna hold it because I can't rock it late.
Okay.
Whatever I'm doing, I gotta be done before 10:30 these days. So I gotta keep the family up. Fucking kids be up, that's crazy. I ain't gonna do them like I ain't gonna punish them. Let's punish them. Yep, I think we go live tomorrow about 8, yo. I think I can get it in, yo. I got something. Yep, I got it.
Okay.
Not to mention, I got a chance to book everybody that got Destruction of Black Civilization. If y'all want to be ready for tomorrow's show, read chapter White Devils.
It's on the
See,
screen.
I see you. I see you be trying to spit a chance a little bit.
I just hate that
So let me give you
Hold on. Fade away,
Hold on for a minute, bro. I don't think you read the book, bro.
I read the book, man. It was a
Nah,
long time ago,
you ain't
man.
read it. No. So this is what you should do.
Like
No, that don't count. Listen, let me tell you why that don't count, bro. Because when I read the book in like 2000, I had no understanding. And when I read it again, I got more understanding. And the more I learned outside of the book, when I came back to it, it put it together. So what I'm saying now, so if you ever decide to pick it up, either on Audible or just read it, dude, I think you'll get it. Cause niggas say he ain't got no references, got a whole biography in the back, bro. Like let you know the works he used, and then he tell you that he actually went to Africa. He was like an anthropologist, sent out with them tribes, got permission from certain governments to sit down and talk to indigenous people. Right? I'm saying Chance was on his work, yo. Like I know what I'm talking about on this. Remember, that's my favorite book in the whole world. And I'm telling you, the first time I read it, yo, it was late in the game. I was in the WAP and shit, right? And I was like, I don't need that book. And when I read it, I was like, wow, because he's a dynamic writer. Above all, he's a dynamic writer, right? And he places great historical context into situations, right? But he's a supreme author. Out of all the writers that we talk about, his storytelling ability is dynamic. So when you're reading the book, it's a little bit more than a history book, right? I challenge you, like it keep you on the edge of your seat and have you in tears, right? And have you cheering, have you back in tears again. And he places responsibility clearly where it needs to be. Europeans, Africans, and nature. And he bring that dynamic together, yo. But I know you don't like the book, bro. But I suggest, since you ain't read it in 21 years, you should read it again. You get a whole new flavor.
It's not that I don't like the book. I just hate when we reference books from such a long time ago. We can much more readily reference more recent books. That's not so vague.
No, he's not talking about that kind of subjects, though. You know that, right?
Huh?
You know that, right? He's not talking about them types of subjects where you think you need to upgrade that. Like you might have a few things, maybe on Egypt.
Like the black continents, the black Arabs came against the Africans, and the whites was like he was right. If I talk like that, you'll be like, context. What? Who? White? Who? Which one? What tribe? What?
No, but you
ain't gonna let me go like that. You know what I'm saying? He ain't gonna let me go like that. Huh? That's all I'm saying.
You gotta let him go. Like you say, a black Arab. He said he was simply saying, motherfuckers, it look just like them. That's all he was saying. Like you can pretty much figure out what he was meaning. He was hard to tell them niggas apart. That's what he said. That's what he meant by that. Interesting.
They had the same phenotype.
But I know that ain't gotta be your favorite. That ain't gotta be your favorite book like it is. But that's, you know what I mean? That chapter, White Devils, yo, man, yo, he wouldn't let nobody get away with nothing. Nope, not the Africans weren't getting away with nothing, and not the Europeans.
Well, let me ask you this before you get off. Do you think us bringing up Africa's role in slavery, that somehow we are attempting to let Europeans off the hook? Did we give that? Did we give that? Did we give that off? Like, is that what y'all pushback is? Are y'all afraid that somehow European involvement is going to get somehow minimized and swept under the rug a little bit by us?
I think.
Go ahead. But that,
You know
you
what I
hear my
think?
question though, right?
Yeah, you know what I think? No,
Uh-huh.
I think if they say that y'all letting them off, then Chancellor letting them off then. And what I realized, because I actually went back over conversations, is we all had pieces, but they was just in disorganized array. Sean and them had, the Mossy had pieces, right? Pseudo Killers had pieces, right? And, I was always the conversations were so good going back and forth that I found myself in the middle. But I knew I was supposed to be in the middle based off of both sides. You know what I'm saying? Trying to bring, trying to justify their piece. But the truth is the pieces went together, right? But they had to be organized properly. Because I ain't never lied, right? When you throw the historical context in it, you know what I'm saying? But it's an order to this. Like it's clearly the way something occurred, right? And if I start talking, it's gonna fuck me up. But y'all gonna see it, yo. There's no way you can let white people off the hook,
Right.
but there's no way you can leave the African off the hook. There's just no way. Like it was a period in time, yo, right? A dominant force of trickery came in with a plan. But I'm gonna end the conversation right there, right? But yeah, y'all did y'all supposed to do. Stimulate good fucking conversation. We just gotta get better at the way we orchestrate and because like I said, y'all got thermonuclear weapons, but the way y'all deploy them motherfuckers is crazy as hell. Yo, y'all deploy shit like I used to deploy shit, just blow everything up. Yeah, that shit is hurtful, yo. We hurt motherfuckers. It's just hurtful. Yeah, but not what I can't deny that y'all was hurting the way y'all was speaking because y'all was hurting. As African Americans, y'all felt like y'all had to defend it. Defend our right because we was enslaved. I mean, that's what I said in the beginning of the conversation. This shit is hurtful for everybody. So it's just the way we push it together, yo. We just gotta get better at that. And the less we talk over each other, the more dynamic and interesting the conversation to be because we have a dynamic conversation. And it's just a culmination of a lot of trial and error things. I know, at least on my part, going through different stages, being in different groups, forming different groups, and just knowing where the conversations. I'm a great monitor of understanding where the conversation would be, and just put myself around people that would actually help push that conversation. So I know I'm in the right spot. And y'all in the right spot, and the shit is fucking dynamic, yo. And then it ain't no fun if you don't got the Mossy and Kofi and Amaral squad. Then it ain't no fun. They add the fun to it. So the more we learn how to vibe in an intelligent conversation better, I think the shit is it's unstoppable. And the pseudos ain't got no room. Yeah, we ain't letting them breathe forever. Yeah, because they can't have this conversation without cheating and lying and making up shit. Our honesty bleeds through, yo. Our heart bleeds through. But for anybody saying that you shouldn't say it, a bunch of cowards. Yo, ain't no cowards over here, yo. You had slaves and sold slaves. You had slaves, right? Simple as that. Indigenous slavery is indigenous slavery with different components to it. European slavery had one main staple to it. At the end of the day, right? You fucking taking the rights away from somebody in different varying degrees. So I think all that needs to be said, bro. And I think I can wrap us up in a good bow, man, and put us in a good space. But yeah, it's just niggas like I ain't even gonna say the nigga name to fuck it all up though. Yeah, because he's a clown. He's so much of a clown that I just refuse to say his name. Yeah, super clown. I just can't even give him no love. He fucks the whole conversation up. He has no understanding, no bearing, no nothing. Can't trust him. Yeah. That guy just want to be part of the conversation. He just want to be in the damn conversation. Crazy. Oh man, the Bears just scored, Corey. What? Uh-oh. It's 2020. Oh shit! Get them Steelers out of here. I can't stand the Steelers. But yeah, y'all appreciate y'all fellas, man. Turn the mic off, but I really appreciate, man, just the Corey, Sosa, the Chef, man. It just took a lot of heart. You know what I'm saying? Just to have these conversations, like, and you know you did your thing when everybody swear you talking against Africa when you're not.
Yeah.
How can you be talking against something when they was all humans playing their role and trying to make their civilization more dynamic? Mm-hmm. Right? Simple as that. Like you wasn't, like they wasn't supposed to look at what somebody else got and say, that's a little bit better, and then try not to incorporate that. That's what winners do. Winners, like if you want to beat the Bulls, right, or you want to beat the Celtics or the Lakers, you got to see what they got going. And if you want to beat Lamar and them, you gotta add some dynamics. I see what they're doing, right? They playing the game at the highest level, so it was only fitting to try to add some of them dynamic parts that the Europeans brought, right? Like, why wouldn't you? Like, these motherfuckers got big ass fucking river boats with sails on. What the fuck is that? They want to know how you do that. They were supposed to do that, yo. I mean, so I don't knock them, right, for trying to grow their civilization, yo. Right? It's just sometimes, yo, you run into a force. Read that chapter, yo. The White Devils, yo. That shit off the chain, yo. Yeah. But that, man, I'm gonna get up out of here, yo. Appreciate y'all brothers, man. And don't let them niggas talk shit, yo. I'm a pseudo killer, yo. We ain't playing. They don't want it. They don't want it. All right, y'all, I'm out.
All right, my dude. Yeah, I feel like the
killer official. You know what I'm saying? That's
right.
Official, bro.
Go ahead, Chef. Go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead. Sosa was about to say something.
No, I just said it's the same piece. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, okay.
I think, like I said, we went a good ways with the convo. Like I said, I think as long as it's, I think the big attention was just, a respect factor, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Just as long as respect is given both ways. Just understand that, we do read, bro. You know what I'm saying? And there's things I read pertaining to Africa I just don't conversate about because that ain't my thing. You know what I'm saying? I don't really get into, you know what I mean? But there's things I know, you know what I'm saying? But as long as we give each other respect and just not try to belittle a person's intelligence, you know what I'm saying? Just either just show us where we're wrong or what's incorrect. You feel me? And just keep the respect at a good level and it'll always be good.
Yeah, that's a fact.
Yeah. I think I read some documents, and Chef already know. I read a document, and I kind of discussed it with Unc. Chef read the same document, and we kind of discussed it with Unc. And the document was heartbreaking, man. It was really, really heartbreaking, and it further proves our point and shit, right, Sosa? But it's like a lot more to it than I thought. You know what I'm saying? It's more heartbreaking than I thought it was. You know what I mean? And it's just like, man, it's cold blood, but it also puts it. It does give me. I don't want to say perspective. I hate that. I'm starting to almost hate that word. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The context too. I hate that. It's not even a context. You know what I'm saying? Because context to me is a subjective thing. It just highlights the realities, basically the realities of it. You know what I mean? And man, reality is fucked up as far as that goes. As far as that slavery game goes, as far as slavery goes on the continent, as far as slavery goes, before colonialism or before the Europeans or Arabs or what have you, like it's all there, you know what I'm saying? And it's all bad,
I ain't go in, Corey. Trust me, I ain't go all the way in. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm like, you know what, I ain't gonna go there because they'll make so I ain't gonna be the complete bad guy.
Right. Right.
And in that same documentary, Sosa, it kind of talks about some of the things that people wanted to highlight to kind of minimize the blow a little bit, right? But when you really get into them details, it's like that. It don't even matter. Like you can give them all of that. You can concede, all of what you wanted to concede, man. But the reality of it is brutal. It's brutal. It's nasty, bro. It's nasty. It's disappointing. I'm still heartbroken about it.
It's like what they do is they'll say we don't understand the context, right? And they'll say these women were their wives. See, they was humane. They married the women. What? The women got forced and took. They had no choice in it. What are y'all? So y'all saying that that's not slavery? Are y'all because they said in their culture, right? We call it marriage. So buying women, right, and having sex with them, forcing yourself on them, they can't leave, they can't go nowhere, they got to do everything you say, and they got to have sex with you, have your children, they got to work for you, and y'all will sit here and call that shit marriage. That they took them as wives. Yo, that is fucking slavery. Everything. This dude, they let him marry a female. Then after this amount of time, they accepted him into the family. What? So it wasn't slavery? So he wasn't forced to do that shit? You know what I mean? Like he didn't have a choice in that. Every excuse they'll say is a African context to it, right? And I'm just like, yo, look at if white people would have did it, right? Y'all call that slavery. You know what I mean? Like, if you change the goddamn complexion of the people, y'all wouldn't have no problem calling that shit slavery. You know what I mean? So it's crazy.
Yeah, and that's why I told you about the importance of moving them. That's why trading them long distances was important. So they wouldn't be in the area where they're familiar with. They'd be more likely to comply. See what I'm saying? This is why the further guy wrote this, the further the slave is from his home, the more valuable he is. See what I'm saying? And this is why they had that type of trade going long distances. You feel me? So that just brings even more. And then sometimes, like I said before, that slave that would eventually become a part of the family and marry, sometimes you're talking like the second and third generation. See what I'm saying? That's the child. And even that child, the second generation child, is not of the same status as the person of the tribe. So I'm saying, but once you had a child, you've already been broken. You've already been conditioned to the environment. You're the second generation. All you know is this life. It's easy for them now to work you into the society. Good.
And not only that, like, they gain relationships. So it's over time the relationship becomes different. You know what I'm saying? Which is all understandable. You know what I mean? Like people got hunting dogs and shit that they real close with. You know what I mean? It's not. I don't know. The shit is crazy to me. Like when they say that type of thing. They assimilated them into the family, or they became part of society. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, like I know people whose dogs become a part of their family. You know what I'm saying? That's not, they grow on you. That's all that is. And like you said, it's generational thing. this slave may have raised this little boy. You know what I'm saying? And of course that, maybe they don't, the relationship becomes a little different, but it's still the same thing. It's still slavery or whatever. But man, Chef, you think you can pull that document up? And Sosa, you might want to read. It's quick. It's like 3 pages, but it's a real quick read, but it's real detailed.
Yeah, I can pull it up.
What is it? I'll just put it in the back chat. I'll snatch it. What is it?
I'll put it in the back chat, but I'm gonna pull it up now. I think you shared it. Oh, I don't
I'm gonna tell you what, bro. That's why, because even when I asked Kofi, when I asked him, I said, "Yo, do you know about the middle?" Because he wasn't aware. He didn't really have any understanding of the trip, like what the slaves go through when they got them from the interior. When you hit that shit, bro, marching them from when they get it from the top, like
hundreds of miles,
bro. Sometimes it may take a couple months. Sometimes they would sell them again and again. Like they bring there, selling to him. He bring there, they selling, bro.
Yeah, bro. That's how you get all the way to the West Coast. You know what I'm saying?
Crazy shit, bro. Brute. Oh man, you know what I'm saying? That's why I ain't go all the way in. You know what I'm saying? Like I'll just go.
And so this document, we not just, and that's why I like this document, because it's not like we only highlighting that type of shit though. Sosa, you know what I'm saying? Like the document is very broad. It's very it's detailed in the way it explains things, and I really appreciate the document. It just lays it all out, man. It lays it all out plain, and it talks about what you're talking about, the march, how man, it's like, man, certain situations, man, like they would get in, like they would realize shit like, man, we ain't planting enough crops around here, so, and we ain't yielding enough during harvest time. So we gotta get rid.
No, that's
we gotta sell some niggas.
Is it the domestic servitude one?
What is it?
Domestic servitude is not that one.
It was. Let me go in here and look at it and see what it's called. Because I was sharing, we was going in the other day, pretty much. Oh, you know where it's I know where it's at. It's in the Pseudo Killers Reborn one. It's called Digital. It's the one that's called Digital History, Shefflin. Going to to the Pseudo Killers Reborn back office chat, and then scroll down. You'll see it's pretty quick.
Okay, the Digital History one. I see it. I'll pull it up. Let me boom, go to my iPad. Bam. All right, we cooking. Everybody, y'all see that? I'm gonna put this link in what's the name so y'all can you want to read it or you want me to read it, Corey?
You were supposed to read it. One, it don't matter, whichever one.
All right, let me send it. Let me see if I can. I'm about to send it to you now, Sosa. Copy. Boom. Yeah,
it'd be nice if we could get that on screen, so like
it's on the screen.
Audience.
Yeah, they can see it. It's on the screen.
Oh, is it on the screen?
Yeah, we can't see it in the Zoom, but it's on the Facebook screen. I mean, the YouTube screen.
I'll drop it in my drop it in the message. You drop it in the message already?
Yeah, it's in there. Yeah.
It's Library of Congress showing up in this one.
Yeah, ain't no way around that one. Ain't no way around that one.
Let me get it. All right, get that right.
It's nasty, so just disclaimer: this is not the pseudo killers talking. This is the documentation talking. Go ahead.
All right, I'm sorry. From many Africans influenced by images in the television miniseries Roots mistakenly believed that most slaves were captured by Europeans who landed on the African coast and captured or ambushed people. While Europeans did engage in some slave raiding, the majority of people who were transported to the Americas were enslaved by other Africans. Then they're gonna beat them up for saying other Africans.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, it is important to understand that Europeans were incapable on their own of kidnapping 20 million Africans. Indeed, the system became so institutionalized that Europeans had little contact with the actual process of enslavement. How were people actually enslaved? Most slaves in Africa were captured in wars or on surprise raids on villages. But adults were bound and gagged, and infants were sometimes thrown into sacks. One of the earliest firsthand accounts of the African slave trade comes from the seaman named Gomez Enes de Azurara, who witnessed a Portuguese raid on an African village. He said that some captives drowned themselves in the water. Others start to escape by hiding under their huts. Others shoved their children among the seaweed. The overwhelming majority of slaves sold to Europeans had not been slaves in Africa. They were free people who were captured in wars or were victims of banditry, or were enslaved as punishment for certain crimes. In Senegambia, the Guinea coast, and the slave coast of West Africa, war was the most important source of slaves. In Angola, kidnapping and condemnation for debt were very important. In most cases, rulers or merchants were not selling their own subjects, but people they regarded as alien. We must remember that Africans did not think of themselves as Africans, but as members of separate nations. Apologists for the African slave trade long argued that European traders did not enslave anyone. They simply purchased Africans who had already been enslaved and who otherwise would have been put to death. Thus, apologists claimed the slave trade actually saved lives. Such claims represent a gross distortion of the facts. Some independent slave merchants did in fact stage raids on unprotected African villages and kidnap and enslave Africans. Most professional slave traders, however, set up bases along the West African coast where they purchased slaves from Africans in exchange for firearms and other goods. Before the end of the 17th century, England, France, Denmark, Holland, and Portugal had all established slave trading posts on the West African coast. Damn, keep going?
Yeah. Oh, you want me to pick up? I can pick up because I'm on the bigger screen. Okay. Yet, to simply say that Europeans purchased people who had already been enslaved seriously distorts historical reality. While there had been a slave trade within Africa prior to the arrival of Europeans, the massive European demand for slaves and the introduction of firearms radically transformed West and Central African society. A growing number of Africans were enslaved for petty debts or minor criminal or religious offenses or following unprovoked raids on unprotected villages. An increasing number of religious wars broke out with the goal of capturing slaves. European weapons made it easier to capture slaves. Some African societies, like Benin in southern Nigeria, refused to sell slaves. Others, like Dahomey, appear to have specialized in enslavement. Still, other societies like the Ashanti in present-day Ghana and the Yoruba in western Nigeria engaged in wars that produced as many as half of all 18th and 19th century slaves. In Western and Central Africa, many new commercial states, merchants, and traders, chronically short of capital, thrived by enslaving some people and selling others abroad. Birth rates often exceeded agricultural agriculture's capacity to feed the population. Drought, famine, or periods of violent conflict might lead a ruler or a merchant to sell slaves. In addition, many rulers sold slaves in order to acquire the trade goods, textiles, alcohol, and other rare imports that were necessary to secure the loyalty of their subjects. In the earliest years, slaves tended to come from coastal areas. Over time, the source moved further into the African interior. Many Africans retained females and sold off males. About 2/3 of the slaves sent to the New World were male. After capture, the captives were bound together at the neck and marched barefoot hundreds of miles to the Atlantic coast. African captives typically suffered death rates of 20% or more while being marched overland. Overseers reported seeing hundreds of skeletons along the slave caravan routes. At the coast, the captives were held in pens known as barracoons, guarded by thugs. Our best guess is that another 15 to 30% of Africans died during capture, the march from the interior, or the wait for slave ships along the coast. The captives who survived the forced march to the sea were then examined by European slave traders. The countenance and stature, a good set of teeth, palliance in the limbs, joints, and being free of venereal taint are the things inspected and governs our choice in buying, wrote one slave trader. Those who were brought were branded with hot irons, assigned numbers, and forced aboard ships. The others were simply abandoned. Representatives of the church sometimes branded enslaved Africans with the cross as a sign that they had been baptized. Hold on. I ain't finished. This is crazy. All right. The transatlantic slave trade was the largest movement of people in history. Between 10 and 15 million Africans were forcibly transported across the Atlantic between 1500 and 1900. But this figure grossly understates the actual number of Africans enslaved, killed, or misplaced as a result of the slave trade. At least 2 million Africans, 10 to 15%, died during the infamous Middle Passage across the Atlantic. Another 15 to 30% died during the march to or confinement along the coast. Altogether, for every 100 slaves who reached the New World, another 40 had died in Africa or during the Middle Passage. The Atlantic slave trade, however, was not the only slave trade within Africa. Nearly as many Africans were exported across the Sahara Desert, the Red Sea, and the Indian Ocean from 650 AD to 1900, as were shipped across the Atlantic. Islamic traders probably exported 10 million slaves into North Africa, Arabia, Yemen, Iraq, Iran, and India. In addition, it now seems clear that during the era of the Atlantic slave trade, many and perhaps most of the enslaved were kept in Africa. It is imaginable that as many as 60 million Africans died or were enslaved as a result of these various slave trades. The level of slave exports to the New World grew about 36,000 a year in the early 18th century to almost 80,000 a year during the 1780s. By 1750, slavery usually contained at least 400 slaves, with some carrying more than 700. Once, this is getting crazy. Once on shipboard, slaves were chained together and crammed into spaces sometimes less than 5 feet high. One observer said that slaves were packed together like books upon a shelf, so close that the shelf would not easily contain one more. Conditions within the slave ships were unspeakably awful. Inside the hold, slaves had only half the space provided for indentured servants or convicts. Urine, vomit, mucus, and horrific odors filled the hold. The middle passage usually took more than 7 weeks. Men and women were separated, with men usually placed towards the vessel's bow and women toward the stern. The men were chained together and forced to lie shoulder to shoulder, while women were usually left unchained. During the voyage, the enslaved Africans were typically fed only once or twice a day and brought on deck for limited times. The death rate on these slave ships was very high, reaching 25% in the 17th and early 18th centuries and remaining around 10% in the 19th century. As a result of malnutrition and such diseases as dysentery, measles, scurvy, and smallpox, this was as much higher death rate than that found among white immigrants, and it appears to have been due largely to dehydration resulting from inadequate water rations. Diarrhea was widespread, and many Africans arrived in the New World covered with sores or suffering fevers. Many Africans resisted enslavement. On shipboard, many slaves mutinied, attempted suicide, jumped overboard, or refused to eat. The most recent estimates suggest that there was a revolt on 1 in every 10 voyages across the Atlantic. To prevent their captives from starving themselves, slavers sometimes smashed out their teeth and fed them by force. Some captains actually cut off the arms and legs of a few kidnapped Africans. Upon arrival in the New World, enslaved Africans underwent the final stage in the process of enslavement, a rigorous process known as seasoning. Many Africans died of disease or suicide, but many other African captives conspired to escape slavery by running away and forming maroon colonies in remote parts of South Carolina, Florida, Brazil, Guyana, Guyana, and Jamaica and Suriname. Okay. Slavery played a crucial role in the development of the modern world economy. Slaves provided the labor power necessary to settle and develop the new world. Slaves also produced the products for the first mass consumer markets: sugar, tobacco, coffee, cocoa, coca, and later cotton. Slavery was an integral part of the earliest multinational system of credit and trade that arose in the 15th and 16th centuries. The African slave trade also stimulated European shipping, manufacturing, and gun making. During the earliest phases of capitalist development, planters, master craftsmen, and other early capitalists could not afford to pay wages, chronically in debt. New World planters could exploit slave labor with expending scarce currency. Slavery provided the cheapest and most expedient way to meet the demand for labor in mining and agriculture. The slave trade had profound consequences for Europe. Between the early 1500s and the early 1800s, the slave trade became one of Europe's largest and most profitable industries. Profits from the slave trade were said to run as high as 300%. In the mid-18th century, a third of the British merchant fleet was engaged in transporting 50,000 Africans a year to the New World. But it wasn't just slave traders or New World planters who benefited from the slave trade. American ship owners, farmers, and fishermen also profited from slavery. Slavery played a pivotal role in the growth of commercial capitalism in the colonies. The slave plantations of the West Indies became the largest market for American fish, oats, corn, flour, lumber, peas, beans, hogs, and horses. New Englanders distilled the molasses produced by slaves in the French and Dutch West Indies into rum. While slavery did not create a major share of the capital that financed Europe's industrial revolution, profits from the slave trade and New World plantations did not add up to 5% of Britain's national income at the beginning of the Industrial Revolution. Slave labor did produce the major consumer goods that were the basis of world trade during the 17th and 18th and early 19th centuries. Coffee, cotton, rum, sugar, and tobacco. In addition, the slave trade provided stimulus to shipbuilding, banking, and insurance. And Africa became a major market for iron, textiles, firearms, and rum. So look, right there.
That touched on a lot of what
That touched on a lot. And did it give Europeans a way out? No, it didn't. It put everybody in their proper context. It told the Africans' involvement, right? Which people leave out. And it gave the European involvement, right? So it vetted the whole process out. Go ahead, Corey.
No, I was gonna say it really did. I mean, it touched on everything. It highlighted how everybody benefited. It highlighted some of the revolts. It even highlighted countries that was totally against that and rose up against that, out the gate. You know what I mean? So I just, like I said, I really appreciated this article. It really it really showed the realities of slavery and what again, and I said before, man, it shows the resilience of the West African and what we've been through, the survivors. See, the thing is, we the descendant of those survivors. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So that's always what kind of makes me puff my chest out a little bit. Like, man, it's nothing you can do. It's nothing you can do to me and my ancestors. And, like, we done been through it all and we still here thriving, right? I mean, we talked about Kanye West giving away, 50 million and you know what I'm saying, giving away some generational wealth. We got Black people doing that after we done been through that. You know what I'm saying? But back to the point though, this was a really killer article. I mean, need we say no more? Go ahead, Sosa.
Yeah. What I like about the article, it also, because one thing we're also trying to hammer home is just the blanket term prisoners of war. Mm-hmm. And how they were just blanketly just slapping that across everybody with not right, with no context to how a person became a prisoner of war, right? The idea like these people have a beef with you. Like, no, I got a beef with you because you're trying to kidnap me. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And sell. You know what I'm saying? Other than that, I ain't got no problem with y'all. You know what I'm saying? But and I felt like that part was not getting really addressed. And the fact that, how they talked about they would trump up charges that wouldn't equate to slavery now because it was a business now would become slavery. You know what I'm saying? Minor crime, slavery. You know what I'm saying? Just like I gave the whole Eddie Murphy and Martin Lawrence scenario, just like a life movie. You know what I'm saying? When slavery ended in America, in order to counteract that, they started putting people in jail for petty crimes, 20 years to get that same work. And so I like that it covered all the things we talked about and put it in a nice, real neat bow. You know what I'm saying? That's like drop the mic right there. Like,
yeah, that's what I say. Need we say no more? You know what I mean? Yeah, man. Yeah, the whole prisoner of war thing. It was crazy because, like I said, man, it was one part in there where it talked about, man, the production of agriculture, and if they wasn't producing enough, they'd be like, yeah, we got to sell some people, and then like they making up wars. You know what I'm saying? Just to get with the purpose of obtaining slaves. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, look at them. They ain't practicing God the right way. Let's go get them. You know what I'm saying? It get real ugly and nasty. You know what I'm saying? When you look at the whole thing, man, it's I'm saying
like food. Everybody look like food.
Yeah. And two, they talked about the professional slave traders, right? You had some wild, crazy white boys who would try to go in there and snatch up some slaves, right? But the ones who was really doing the slave trade, the ones who was balling in the slave trade, they didn't really do none of that. They just set up shop on the coast, on the West Coast. And they like, yo, we got guns, we got rum, we got whatever y'all need. You know what I'm saying? We just want some slaves. You know what I'm saying? So, we got all the other stuff y'all need. So just bring us some slaves and we're going to trade with y'all. They didn't have to go into the interior and raid and burn down. Like, that wasn't what the professional, like the Dutch, the Portuguese, and all, they didn't have to, Denmark and all these people, they didn't have to go into the interior like that. So
they don't want to go there.
Always, you would like growing up. That's kind of what I thought what was going on. Like, these people was going in there stealing black folks, Africans, and
they
it just that's not what it was. Go ahead.
That wasn't what it was. So I'm about to read an excerpt out of a book called A History of Indigenous Slavery in Ghana, right? That's by a Dr. Akusa Aduma Purby, and she's a Ghanaian herself, all right? On page 23, she writes, let me see. This is page 23. She says, let me start here. Slavery became an important part of the Ashanti state right from its inception. The Ashanti evolved well-defined customs and attitudes towards slavery and made slavery an integral part of its political and social structure. For 3 centuries, Ashanti became the largest slave trading, slave owning, and slave dealing state in Ghana. Ashanti society became so dependent on slave labor that the smooth running of the state and society was inextricably bound up with the institution of slavery. Slavery as an institution became part and parcel of Ashanti social and political life. All right? Now that's the Ashanti people. Now check this out. Let's get crazy, right? It says the period from the 15th to the 19th century AD saw the introduction of the Atlantic slave trade into Ghana, with profound effects on the lives of the Ghanaians and on the institution of slavery. All right? Now listen here. It says the first Europeans to set foot on the shores of Ghana in 1471 participated in the existing indigenous southern coastal trade from Senegal to Ghana and acted as agents transporting slaves and other goods from various parts of West Africa to Ghana in exchange for gold. The Portuguese did this for almost a century. The Portuguese thereby boosted the already existing trade and increased the number of slaves to Ghana. So this is what this is saying. It's saying that when the Portuguese got there, Africans was already selling people to other African nations. They had an internal slave trade already going on before the Europeans. So Africans was selling slaves to each other. From Benin, right, in Nigeria to Ghana, there was already a slave trade going on. They were selling each other people. The Portuguese, right, started to transport the slaves, right, on their boats to other places in Africa for the Africans. So they was acting first like a taxi service, right? They was just transporters.
They was working for the
Africans in the African slave trade. Listen, this is the African slave trade. The Portuguese were getting paid in gold to transport the slaves and the materials between two different African nations, or many different African nations, right?
Yeah, man.
So they wasn't getting paid in slaves, they were getting paid in gold, meaning the Ghanaian Empire, right, was paying the Portuguese gold to basically taxi their motherfucking merchandise, the slaves, up and down the coast for them in the existing African slave trade, right? Case closed. What? The case is closed. What y'all got to say about that? And this is from the history of indigenous slavery in Ghana.
Yeah, it's further just, it goes to show like we ain't, we just be talking, right? And sometimes we can have a point, we'll say a point, and it's just to highlight or to get to another point. And that was all this whole slavery conversation was about. Like, the pseudo killers, man, like, we ain't no joke, man. It's like, we ain't here, just pulling shit out our ass. It might sound like it the way we talk, you know what I mean? The way we, do our thing or whatever, but it's real. Yeah, we don't even deal with, these subjects, like, this is not, I know Sheffrin, you're a history buff pretty much, but for the most part, we like more scientific.
Right.
Yeah, like, it ain't, the history thing just ain't us, but when we want to dive into something, we're going to dive in. We're going to give the uncut truth. And like, we're not here to prove ourselves right. We just here to share the information. You know, I mean, it's just that's all it is information. And when you strap, you know, because I rather my goal is to understand more true things than anything else, right? So that you can navigate through life the right way. When you strapped up with the real information, with correct information, you can navigate through life in a better way, man. You make better decisions. You think with a clearer mind. So people need to get out of their feelings. You know, like some of this hurt my feelings. You know, I'm from Ghana. Ghana is my home. That's my home country. You know what I'm saying? I'm a citizen. I'm a citizen of Ghana, and I'm an American citizen. You know what I'm saying? So, this is it hurts my feelings to hear some of this, but it's the truth. You know, so I'd rather be armed with the truth than to be fed some fairy tale. You know, it's like some people in this community act as if, you know, Africans didn't bring the game to town. Like we wasn't the first ones doing whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like all the game that you see, you know, it was being done in Africa. You know what I'm saying? So it ain't like, you know, if you're on the continent of Africa, you got some type of spiritual, you know, morality or some shit, you know, where you know, you can do no wrong. That's what it seems like a lot of people in this community try to project. Like, you know, the African spirituality is this, and, you know, they a certain way, and, you know, you don't understand, and this, you know, it's not nothing mystical about the bullshit. I mean, it's the same bullshit as over here. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. It's plain to you over here. You just not over there, so it's not plain to you. You know what I mean? But you know, I don't know, man. It's just a lot of misunderstanding in this community that Black people have in general. It's just a whole misunderstanding about the whole slave thing. And go ahead.
It speaks to because I'm looking at even everything in the check, and he's saying y'all confusing tribal society with a modern state. Jeez. Right? And that speaks to the fact that what we're talking about, like, people keep thinking that it's like their mindset is on some white supremacy shit, because they think that these Africans are just some niggas are just in the huts.
Right.
Yeah.
So they don't understand how powerful these nations is, bro. And how when the Europeans came there, they was in awe. Like, yo, I thought this was a kingdom. I didn't know this was one of your a vassal up under you. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like, these are powerful people, bro. They couldn't just come in there like that, man.
They seen the sophistication, right? It was layered, right? It wasn't something you could just run up in and take control of. Shit was layered, right?
Hell yeah.
Like, god damn. That's
they would attack some.
That's complexity, right? Mm-hmm. Like, it wasn't easy, man. What the fuck?
And they would attack some less sophisticated African area because they know where to go. Mm-hmm. All right, look, I know I can go over here because they don't got the wall up. Over there they got a wall. You don't want to try to fight them, boy. They got walls, all type of shit. But over here, we can sneak up on them real easy, like, you know what I'm saying? We can pull up late night. You see what I'm saying? That's a different dynamic. But to place that on all of Africa and just calling these people just tribal, you know what I'm saying? They tribal in the sense that they, like, you know, it's just nationhood. It's just like Rome. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just different areas, but they ain't tribal in the fact that they just backwards. And you know what I'm saying? And they can't defend themselves. They don't got like, when you read about these kings, bro, they got security, they got diplomats, they got a person. You know what I'm saying? They got everything the Europeans had, the Africans had.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know I need to talk to a diplomat. I'll send them on the way.
It was more abundant. Like, they would give away, like, the gold and shit they was giving. They was trading, like, was giving away lumps of gold, bro. Like, to transport a few slaves. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's.
Yeah, I'm saying they had the same.
And it was plentiful.
When the Europeans sent the dude over there, over the ministry affair, like the religion dude who's over that shit. African, I said, my God, chief of religion. You know what I'm saying? Like, I got a guy. Every guy you got, I got one.
I got
you know
one of them too.
Well, Secretary of Defense, I'll send my guy.
Yeah.
Like, you feel me? Like they thought, hey, come on, folks. Like them Africans was tight, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, stop treating them boys like they kids, man.
That's what I'm saying. They act like these people didn't have, I always keep saying, like, they act like they didn't have the same brain like we got. Like, you know what I'm saying? I just don't understand, like, what they trying to portray these people as innocent, you know, living in the bush, innocent in the hut, you know, that's just nothing like that.
First they built pyramids. Now they don't understand, you know, selling people. They don't know what they doing. Like, they didn't know what they was doing. What the fuck? First y'all told me these motherfuckers built pyramids. Now you telling me these motherfuckers don't understand, you know, that selling people and ain't, oh my God. Like, y'all are
they didn't know what was going on.
They didn't know what was going on, but these motherfuckers know how to build pyramids.
Yeah. It's like, man, they were taking them to the, we just read in the other article, right? They was the pros was just setting up shop. They was taking them to the coast, so they knew where they was going. They knew where they was taking them to, right?
They didn't give a fuck.
Yeah, they didn't care.
That's the issue. Me and Unc was arguing that shit earlier. I said, he said, Chef, do you really think that the Africans knew? I said, Unc, they didn't care. If you run up in the village shooting, killing people, beating people over the head, dragging people off,
throwing babies in
sacks,
bro,
and all, you actually think they cared where these people was going after they sold them? No.
There's no way you can grab somebody from the interior. March them hundreds of miles to the coast. They be sold from sale. I'm selling to you. He buy him. They get to the coast and they sit there and die there. Some of them. There's no way you can do all that, bro, and be and like think that they would care what type of slavery it was when they got to America. That's crazy.
They ain't give a fuck. They didn't give a fuck. I'm sorry. When you listen to this tomorrow, like I told you over the phone, the Africans that sold the slaves did not care about the humanity of the people that they sold. That shit was out the window. They was a commodity to them, right? They was something to be sold and pawned off for an immaterial object, a lifeless object like pots and umbrellas and, you know what I mean?
Inanimate
objects. Yeah. They were selling human beings for inanimate objects. They didn't see no humanity in that thing that they was selling. They was trading it for trinkets.
Yeah.
The fuck? They didn't care. I know that's a hard thing for us to have to swallow. They didn't care, yo.
You know that's the same narrative, like, right? It's the same narrative, right? Because they all of them say it, right? How many times we've heard that? Man, you know the Africans didn't know. If they had known, they would. You see what I'm saying? Like everybody, like, you know what? You know where it comes from, man. It's been. They say it like it's a Bible verse. I've heard it 1,000 times. If I heard it once,
millions of times. I've said to myself, you know what I'm saying? Like, the more and more you find out, you start to, you start to justify things. Well, you know, you say, oh man, they didn't know really what was going on. Like, if they would have known that, like, they probably wouldn't have did that. You know what I'm saying? And then, you know, you figure out, you know, you learn more and more and more as you go. It's like, wow, man. Yeah, it's pretty crazy, man. It's pretty crazy. But I mean, how much more we need to, what other context there is to put it in. You know what I'm saying? Any other context, you'd be lying to yourself. You know what I'm saying? This is reality. I don't even like the I'm so tired of the context and the perspective. You know what I'm saying? Those are subjective words to me in my eyes. You know, we talking about the realities,
right?
Of, you know what I'm saying?
Selling people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Selling people.
Human
like,
being.
The Africans, the African kings and merchants sold human beings to the Europeans. That's what happened. Now, they didn't care what happened to them once they got what they. Why would they? Like, they was the European property now. That's the white man property. I sold him there. He could do what he want with them. Just like the African was doing what they wanted with them. Right? Listen, hold on, Corey. Corey, what did they say? They said on these overland caravans, right? It was hundreds of dead bodies, skeletons, and everything else. They did not care. Like,
that's how you knew. That's how you. That was along the path, like it was the caravan thing. You know what I'm saying? The slave. You knew it was a slave caravan path, right? Because you see the skeletons and shit on the side of the road. that's crazy, dude. Like, the road was basically, they saying the road was paved with dead slave bodies, bro. I mean, that's crazy, man.
Yeah,
that's brutal. That's brutal, man. Like, and they had. I mean, these are continental Africans, man. Like, I mean, if skeletons on the side of the road, right, don't move you, right? Why would it move you that they taking us across the water?
Right.
If you can make me understand that, then you win the reward for the day. You know what I'm saying? I couldn't understand why that would bother them. You know, it's crazy. They say, man, like, how many was dying on the way over there?
They say 15%.
That's crazy, man.
Yeah.
Strap some niggas up by the neck and walk them hundreds of miles. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's nuts.
And they was keeping most of the women for themselves. Right?
I mean,
but we would call that marriage. Like, what?
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh my God. Like,
when they assimilate you.
That's why I say they never deal with the women, because the women is like it's over with.
Right.
You said that's what they only did. Forget about the women, forget about the babies. We just gonna talk about the men.
Mm-hmm.
And like, once you bring the ladies up, it's over with, bro. It's over with.
And too, like they would try to say that it was different because you at home. But the thing is, bro, you talking 15, 16. Well, you talking a long time ago, before cell phones and GPSs and airplanes and cars and shit like this. Like, if they march you 300 miles away from your home, bro, you don't know where you're not. It's not like you can run away. That's not something simple. Like, oh, I can run back to the crib. Like, that's not how it's gonna work there, bro. You know what I'm saying? They try to make it seem like that was a better situation. Like, if they was captured and was an African slave, you know what I'm saying, on the continent and never left the continent and just was a slave on the continent. Like, you wasn't at home. You wasn't nowhere near home. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's another part that, I had to grasp too. And I think some people don't grasp that. Like, you still away from home,
Yeah,
go ahead.
They marching you way away from your goddamn your homeland, man. Like I said, it talked about the book Slavery in Ghana. It talked about how, in Ghana, they already had it worked out where they would send people from up there down into Nigeria, right? Because it worked better, and they wanted slaves from down there in Nigeria, right? Up in that way, those people will be complete aliens or foreigners, right?
Yeah.
To the area and the culture, and they will better easily be manipulated into slavery, right, or controlled. Because like
they make
you
it the
said,
bottom class,
right?
yeah.
So,
And that's where the Asar thing coming with the kinship thing now.
mm-hmm.
And now that's where the kinship comes in after that happens. You know what I'm saying? Because now you ain't got no family.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? You don't have a kin. In that society, your family is important. Who's your family? You don't belong to nobody. Now you get adopted by somebody in the family.
Right.
See what I'm saying?
They act
So
like that
so
shit was a good
that's the
thing.
context of the kinship covenant after that
Right.
plays out. You
Like
see what I'm saying?
that's all bad. Like how they don't see that?
Yeah.
Right.
That's all bad. Like this guy had his own family. Right?
Right.
Oh man, like, I don't get it, yo. I do not get what
but when you blanket it as prisoners of war, you go, well, hell, the nigga get what he got. He should have been warned with them niggas. You know, it's
right.
It's all fair in love and war. You see what I'm saying? If you give the POW aspect without giving the whole spill, you can easily be like, well, it's all fair in love and war, but they was battling. He got caught up. You got to pay the price.
Right.
So yeah.
Yeah, and that was one of the main things that first article was knocking down. It kind of knocked that out the box right away, like the POW, excuse or whatever.
Yeah, it talked about that, and they gave a percentage for that. It broke everything down. So we're not missing the context of anything.
Well, I mean, when you make something up to go to war with, I mean, like,
yo, they were doing it just to
call
go
it what
capture
you want.
slaves.
You can call it POW if you want to,
right?
So I saw this thing on it was a Muslim dude, and his letter was in a private collection, and it just got released not too long ago, and he had got caught up, and while he was in prison, he wrote his story, like in a wall or something like that, and they got his letter, right? They got it down. He was like, it was at night, and I was in my village, and like people hopped over the walls, and and he give it a breakdown of what happened. You know what I'm saying? But he later got sold into slavery, and he ended up converting to Christianity when he got to America. Because they say about 20% of the slaves that came to America were Muslims. Mm-hmm. He was a Muslim in his land, and he got caught and captured, and he converted over here. So I forgot his name now, but they got his letter, and it's like it wasn't just a private collector had him. You know what I'm saying? Just like, look at this, I got some dope ass African history shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, just got released not too long ago. You know what I mean? So it gives a perspective on like a nigga he just in his home chilling, laying down with his wife and his children, and boom, you know what I'm saying? Out of nowhere, you just get snatched up, baby snatched, wife's taken, just mayhem, bro.
Right.
I'm saying, like, you ain't got no beef with these guys, y'all. What do you want?
Yeah.
Never see your family
what do you want?
Again.
I got money. Like what? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
we don't want your money.
But no, we don't really want that.
Right. You are the money.
Yeah, take my capital. You know what I'm saying? Look, take me, leave my wife, leave a kid. Come on, bro. Like, yeah.
Yeah, they don't put that in the they don't never put themselves in the victim's shoes, right? And see the horror that they went through. Like, you have to be able to look at it from both sides. You know what I mean? You can't say that the Africans that did it didn't have a choice. They did, right? Benin, you know what I mean, did not participate in the slave trade with the Europeans. They said no. So once you see an African state said no to it, right? Then you can't give Nzinga and them no, like, once you see it was Africans that said no and they had the power to resist it and they wouldn't go into the trade, So they listen. If all Africans didn't see each other as Africans, it was some Africans that said that shit is wrong and I'm not doing it. So I have to be able to apply that same common sense, right? To all other Africans had that same type of common sense. The one said that they was going to do it. They said, fuck everybody else. I can't rock with that, yo. I can't rock with that. You know what I mean? Especially when we are the victims of what happened. You know what I mean? Like, come on, man. We the victims of that shit, man. Like y'all don't love y'all love that. I'm not gonna say it. I keep trying to say I'm saying because I don't want to be the African basher. You know what I mean? Like
they love them Africans more than they love great grandmama and them.
Yeah.
I said it before.
Yeah.
I said it before, man. They love Africa. They love a piece of land, right? They love a set of ideas, right? More than they love great grandmama and them.
And great grandmama and them was African too.
Yeah.
So you're not
and the kings and queens, like,
right.
yo.
You're not even throwing away Africa because you are African. Like, you can't even, like, oh my God, that's crazy to me, yo. Like, they don't get it. You know what I mean? Like, yo, this is an African conflict. If African Americans or Africans in the West got beef with goddamn African history, it's about our history. Like, people have internal conflicts. We don't pose to listen. I didn't watch videos of Africans on the continent talk about their involvement in slavery, in the slave trade. They don't hide the shit. They talk about it. They don't say that they wasn't involved, right? They don't. It's these African Americans, yo. Like, these African Americans want to tell a story that the Africans not even telling. Like, that's the crazy part. You feel me? They telling a story of what do you call it when you letting somebody off the hook? What is that shit called? They God damn. Anyway, they telling the story to exonerate the African, right? When the African is taking responsibility.
Right.
The African American is trying to exonerate the African from his culpability in the slave trade, and the African is accepting his role in it. They not lying. You can pull up documentary after documentary of the goddamn Africans, saying that, yo, we need for, they apologizing for their role in the slave trade and everything. And it's the African American who want to give I don't get it. I don't get it. It's crazy.
Man, yeah. Didn't they say like half the slaves in the 18th century, 19th century came from like the Ghanaians or something? Like what did we just read about that, man? They're like it was something in there that was like that provided, like, it was a certain point in time where they was getting like all the slaves from Ghana and shit right there. It's crazy, man. But
it was one thing that it said, like, they wasn't, in some places they wasn't producing enough food. So selling off for people. I mean, that article covered a lot.
Yeah.
Like, it covered a lot.
That was one.
A lot of legs. Yeah, a lot of legs.
There's a lot of legs to it, but Africans is not looking for a way out, right? They're owning up to it. It's these goddamn African Americans, man. Y'all
gotta fight these things. Africans like, stop it, brother. Stop it. Please, please.
Like, I did it. I did this to you. Right. No, you didn't. The white man forced you to do it.
Don't listen to him, Yana. He don't know what he's saying, Yana. Can we get a recess? Just straighten this brother out, man. Straighten this brother out.
Oh man. So you know, Sutek, if we not everything is not addressed to y'all. I say that. I just say
I know why they keep thinking like we. I think that's why they keep making shows. We like, bro, we ain't making no Monty shows, like
right. if it's not applying to y'all, everything, you know, we have our own internal arguments also. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like y'all don't. So a lot of times, you know, some of the things that y'all say, you know, we got people in the pseudo killers that say the same thing. So we argue amongst ourselves. Unc pretty much is damn near in agreement with y'all on a lot of things. So we argue with him on those points also, right? So it don't be directed. If it's not y'all claim, then we ain't saying y'all saying anything that y'all not saying. But y'all saying a lot of wild shit also.
Yeah. If we say the Mossy said this, bro.
Right.
Other than that, don't
even Yeah, a lot of it be, you know, aimed, you know, because like I say, Unc and we goes at it with Unc like daily, all day long. Like that's our job. Like Unc is never his job is to be in disagreements with me and Sheffrin.
Unc love that shit though. Unc love that shit.
Wherever me and Sheffrin say, Unc don't agree with it. He
a mess,
he just like a good workout. Unc like a good workout. I'll say so. I'm gonna be like, "You're wrong, Sosa," and let me tell you why. I'll be like, "God damn it, Unc." You don't tell me what you agree with first. You're wrong. Here's why.
Exactly.
I ain't listening to you, Corey. I ain't listening to you.
Right.
Like,
that man is a mess, yo.
But
that man, he wake up to argue, yo.
God damn.
Yeah, Unc wake up in the morning to argue, yo. Like it's crazy. He gets some coffee and some donuts or whatever the fuck. He get his sugar rush up in him, and he just stop, man. And we be like, for the most part, we be like, but ain't nobody say that. Like this man will pick an argument and put you on the other side. Automatically. He will pick an argument and put you on the other side and damn near force you to defend the other side of the argument. And then you gotta realize, like, yo, I ain't need to say that. What the fuck is like, yo, it's crazy. Yo, he's a master at that.
Yo, when I went back and listened to the show leading up to it, right? Mm-hmm. And it ended on me and Kofi, me on the Kofi show saying, yo, slavery was a global concept, right? And they were like, nah, I don't agree with that, right? And then we go to the next show, and he was like, yo, Chef, start a show. So it's like, I don't really agree with that part, but he wanted to have a conversation about something else. So when he came on the show, that's when he started the conversation. I think he wanted to tackle that dialogue. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And that's why he brought it to the forefront, because he talked about, you know, show me in a slave economy. I think he was trying to hammer home on the point that Africa didn't have a slave economy. I think he wanted to have the dialogue about what it means to have what slavery looked like. Did they have an economy based on slavery? For what time period? You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. I think he wanted to have that conversation, and he put us on that. That's how we end up down that road, like in that whole spill.
Yeah, he put us on the opposite side of it. Yeah, he put us on the opposite side of it. Like, and then he just started making outlandish statements. You know,
they throw Queen of Zinga in there. And then I watched the other show, right? Because remember, you came on, you was like, yeah, you opened the show. You was like, yeah, I was reading something on Queen and Zinga, and he was like, yo, this before it, and it didn't even get set off at that moment right there when you said it, but that was the beginning. He was like, you know, I just read some things on Queen and Zinga, and you know, I'm just saying, from an African American perspective, I don't think she should be our hero.
Right.
And that's really pretty much, you pretty much just left it at that. You know what I'm saying? You didn't really dive too deep, and then the show started, and then Nzinga came up at the end, and then we ended up the back order. When I go back and listen to the old show, hey, it'd be a good show though. I be in the car laughing like a mother. I be like, it was a good show.
Right.
It was a good show.
Yeah, it's definitely it definitely spirals out of control, and the whole Nzinga thing. I mean, the more we read into it, like only knew the same story that everybody else was told, right? That she was a queen. You know, she fought against the slave Portuguese. You know what I mean? She was never defeated. I'm like, God, that's been hearing that shit since the motherfucking late 80s. You feel me? Then when we start reading, I'm like, damn, there's a whole nother side to it. You feel me? Like, she was selling slaves. Now I cannot get that out of my mind. You know what I mean? Like, we was lied to. And now they mad that nobody said nothing about it. They everybody acting like they been taught about that. Where? Where is that? When did y'all tell us about Nzinga selling 13,000 slaves a year? Like, what?
No.
Y'all saying that wouldn't have changed people's minds about her? Like, really?
Right.
Like, it changed my mind. So y'all saying that shit, y'all are unmoved by that. I mean, like, what type of nutcase shit is that? Like, y'all telling me, right, the people that went through or are the descendants of slaves, right? We're celebrating people in Africa who fought against, y'all telling us that we're celebrating people, a person in Africa that fought against slavery. Then we find out, right, that she was actually selling slaves, and that don't change y'all perspective of her. It's fucking crazy. These niggas ain't blink. Look,
like, I ain't saying you got to come all the way to our side,
right,
but you should at least say.
These niggas ain't even blink their eyes. That shit ain't even phase them.
Can we at least get a revote? Like, we can't even revote or nothing on this. We just
they wasn't even taken aback. You know what I'm saying? You taken aback.
Like,
that shit knocked the wind out of me, yo.
Like, we can't even get a Supreme Court hearing about this shit. Like, nah, ruler stands, bro. Like, for real?
Why that shit fucked me up, but that shit ain't even knocked the wind out. That shit fucked me up. I'm
and
like,
see,
what
that's
the
dishonest part. So that's the dishonest part. Like, she's labeled as a freedom fighter. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, put up there, like, you know, on Martin Luther King type shit.
Right.
Like, you know, like, that's dishonest to me, man. And I don't appreciate the dishonesty. You know what I'm saying? Like, that ain't real to me, man. Like you said, and I had no idea. Man, I learned a lot in the past 2-3 weeks. You know what I'm saying? On said subject, pretty much in the past month. Like, I mean, the whole slavery thing, the whole Queen Nzinga thing. Like, I didn't know like half of the shit. You know what I'm saying? That we talked about and we done learned over these weeks. So I'm sure, like, I'm not the only one. I don't know. I guess maybe I was under a rock or something. Like, everybody else knew all of this already, and you know, it's nothing new, and we just ain't seeing the context or the right perspective. You know, as they say. You know, it's gonna go back to the perspective and the context again, which, like I said,
it's always been a touchy subject, though, Corey, and that's why when people do mention it, they just mention it in passing. They don't really, oh no, let's hammer out this whole what happened in Africa, who did what to whom, what was it like for the slaves? Like, nobody just hammers all that down. You get a snippet here, a snippet here, snippet here, snippet. You know what I'm saying? And it's such a quick snippet, you don't really digest it all. It kind of goes over your head. But when you get all the details, nigga, it's like, whew. Like, God damn, I ain't like, man, I ain't know it was like, no, I know it was like that. Okay, yeah, I know they was grabbing them, but God damn, boy, they was woo. You know what I'm saying? But then when you understand at the same time, in Africa, like, cause we looking at the black thing as African American. Like they've been around black people all their lives. Niggas and niggas, like they don't say that black shit.
Yeah.
Nigga, you so and so. You know what I'm saying? Like,
black ain't sacred to them.
Yeah. So when white people come, they don't feel, I don't owe no allegiance to you because you black like me. These niggas got goods. I'm finna take you. Like, who is you? Because you look like me somewhat. Nigga, like I don't even like that. I don't even like the scarification you got. I hate that shit.
And then they say they wasn't selling their own people, right? We can disprove that, right? I don't want to go that shit. Yeah, I don't want to dig the wound. I don't want to do it. No deeper, right? They wasn't selling their own people. Yes, they was. I'm gonna just say that. Don't do it. I'm gonna just say that. You know what I mean?
Don't do it. Don't do it.
Like they think it's a way out, man. But they talk about how the religious priests, you know what I mean, was condemning people of fucking sins or against the religion, and they was their own people, and the people wasn't really doing. They was just doing that as a way to sell these people, right? Saying you owe debts, right? You only owe a debt in your fucking society, right?
Right.
So if
listen, agriculture only gonna be scarce in your society.
Exactly,
like,
man.
we already talked about that. Like the agriculture only gonna be scarce in your society.
Right.
So
you don't care about the other people. You know what I mean? If they about to starve upriver, I'm not gonna go. What the fuck? So man, look, when they say that wasn't happening, it was. Every form of debauchery or negativity or negative way you could get a slave, right? Or reduce people to slavery or serve, you know what I mean, to be sold, they was doing it. So whether it was kidnapping, whether it was causing wars, whether it was
the article said,
religious, whether it was
petty crimes,
whether it was your people or other people, right? They was selling these bodies to these Europeans to get them goods that they wanted, right? It was one story. I was watching a video, and this was on Chief X channel, about the Salaga. He had posted some shit. It was called the Salaga slave market, right, in Ghana. And it was talking about how the shit
keep going to crib bus though, but go ahead. I'm gonna go ahead, Chef. It seemed like we picking on Ghana a little bit more than everybody else.
No, because the Ghanaian people are actually honest about it. So they actually, it's video after video and books of them actually talking about their participation in slavery and indigenous slavery. They honest. They actually making money off of this shit now. When you go to Ghana, they doing tours to the goddamn slave markets, to the forts, right? They saying these African Americans, y'all wanna learn about what the fuck happened to y'all? Come on over here and pay us.
Let me give you that real.
We're gonna give you the real shit, right? So these Ghanaians, they letting that shit be known, right? So they talk about this one place. It's called the Salaga Slave Market, right? And these dudes, this one dude is on there talking about how he is actually like a friend. Like these people, you could get into an argument with your homeboy. So say like, I'm gonna put it in modern terms. Say we have a disagreement over a basketball game, or we motherfucking bet, and you renege on the bet, right? And we get to fighting over that shit. I could whip your ass and take you to the slave market and sell you. It was just that fucking easy. It was just that easy. Meaning, nigga, you don't even owe me, right? I mean, I don't even really owe you, right? but you could whoop my ass, and just because I can't beat you physically in a fight, you could take me to the market and sell me. Now, these are their own people, yo. All kind of shit was happening, man.
Yeah, it got crazy. And like I said, if you don't like somebody, you feel like that dude cheat. You know what I mean? You cheat on my wife. You trump up charges against somebody and have them in front of the court. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
False accusation. And the guy slept with my wife.
Yeah,
he got to go answer for that. However, the court deal with that, and if he get found guilty, he got to. You know what I mean? He's gonna be sentenced to slavery.
And then in the article, the first article, it said after a while they just quit even making excuses. They just start running up in villages. You know what I'm saying? Like they didn't even have to say, they ain't praising God the right way or whatever excuse they had to make up a war. They were just going in. Fuck it, we ain't even making no excuse. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy.
And look, everything says. Y'all use the word African to say they sold their people. All right, now, I'm going to pull up sources of African scholars using the word African in the same context that we using it. Will that shut y'all up?
It was just in the document. That's why I was laughing.
Right. Like what?
The document was talking the exact same way we talk. That's why I was laughing. I was like, yo, this is crazy. African this, and see when the Europeans in the whole document. It's crazy.
I mean, I just don't get it. Like we've use
name specific, you know what I'm saying? We're not even talking about it in general like that anyway. Like we already been specific as specific can get, pretty much. I mean, I don't know, what do they want? The guy's name and DNA or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Like it's just, I don't know. Like what else can we do? Like,
that's just the way we talk. Like, God, that's just how the English language work. Like, who don't talk like this? That's what I'm trying to figure out. Which one of you?
We didn't even say Africans sold Africans though. I don't even remember us saying.
But hold on, we read it. So I'm saying it's just the way our language work, Corey. Like they are getting on us because of the way we talk in English. That's just how the language work, yo. Like
it's turning into a semantic argument,
right?
Now.
And I would be hard. They acting like they don't talk the exact same way. That's the shit that's tripping me out. That's the shit that's tripping me out. I guarantee you, if we get them on here, right, and once they get into the flow of talking, they'll talk the exact same fucking way. Because you don't know every tribe in Africa, right? You're not going to be able to name each specific tribe, and that's impossible. So I mean, I don't know.
They're talking about that's what I'm saying. Like they talk about, well, you got to know the word for slave in Africa, and it's like, for which language are you talking about? We need to know the word for. Like it'd be some real crazy arguments that just don't make any sense. Like why, even if let's fine. Let's say there is a word and we picked a word and we all agreed on a word from Africa in the African language, I guess, in the one of the indigenous languages. Like what difference would that make that we know the word in a different language? You know what I'm saying? Like I don't get the difference. You know, we went over all the different kinds of ways you could become a slave. They went over some of the different types of servitude, right? In the article, they talked. We already put in context that there was countries or tribes or groups of people who were not with the slavery at all, right? So we ain't blanketing the continent and saying all of them did it, or they all. We're not saying any of that. Like again, we don't speak in absolutes, right? Like we already understand everybody didn't do it and everybody wasn't with it. You know, like how many times do we have to say that? And
right.
why is that still your argument? Like, you know what I'm saying? It ain't even like y'all not reading the article. We put it in the chat. Didn't y'all put that in there?
Yeah, I put it in there 3 times.
Yeah, like, argue with the article. You know, it's not us. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. We write the guy. What's his name? Jeff, the dude that was, I forgot his last name. Jeffrey something. He the one who wrote the article or whatever, I believe. I could be wrong.
All of them I read, Corey, they all say the same thing. Like, all of them say the same thing. Go to the Wikipedia, say this. You know what I'm saying? The the Britannica say the same thing, bro. All of them, and it's like each one give a wrinkle that the other one didn't have. Oh, I'll be like, damn, the other one didn't even say that. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, it's crazy. It's crazy. Crazy that they argue about.
You know what? They gonna say, and Sheffrin did this. He went on and did this, Chef. This is why I'll be so proud of the pseudo killers, man, because we do shit effortlessly, like we do it unorthodox. You know what I'm saying? But they be like, well, you got to get it from an African perspective. This is European. Y'all listen to the European and what they wrote down, and you look at Portuguese documents and this. But Sheffrin we just talked about these people telling their own stories. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I don't know. Like, you know, we wrote this lady from Ghana. What's the lady's name, Sheffrin?
Her name is. Let me see.
You threw that in the chat too, didn't you?
No, I ain't threw
out of the wiki. I got there's an article, it's an extensive article done on the interior slave trade going on in Africa. From like that article said, you pulled out from 650 AD.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying? So, man, it's crazy, bro. For 650 AD. Now we say Islam was there, they still Africans, bro. And before the Portuguese came, they got a whole system set up of transporting slaves throughout the interior of Africa already set up. The Europeans know exactly where to go and where to set up markets, bro.
Yep.
Exactly where. Because you believe in because I don't understand, like, what does Islam even have to do with it though? Like, that's just an excuse. Like, that's all Islam would act as a vehicle or an excuse to do what you already doing. Like, that's not a good argument to me, man. Like,
they say because
people did they brain change all of a sudden because they accept Islam now? That's the only way you know what I'm saying? Like, it just don't make sense to me, man. That's the whole Islam and Christianity argument don't make sense, because whether I'm a Christian or Islam or what, I still got my same morality. You know what I'm saying? I still got my same brain. I can still think and disseminate the same way. You know what I'm saying? It's not.
Yeah, you don't need a religion to justify it when you got religious system that, you know, when the king died, you're gonna have people sacrificing and buried with the king. Like, you don't need it. Some foreign, like, that's what, the African don't need no foreign nothing, bro. Like,
indigenous,
they capable of doing this shit themselves. Like, they really, like we gotta tell them, like, they smart, bro.
Pull up the source, smart. The long juju. That kills all of that noise.
Bro, in Jinganim, you know, like in Jinganim, they practice human sacrifice.
Yeah, I'm talking about fuck the humans. I'm talking about the fact that they had religions that forced people into slavery, right? The African had their own, the long juju. This motherfucker, the oracle, right? They wasn't Christian, they wasn't Muslim, right? So you can't, it was indigenous. They came up with the shit themselves, right? And they were forcing people into slavery under African religious systems. So they didn't need a goddamn Muslim God to tell them to do it. They didn't need a Christian God to tell them to do it, right? They had nature spirits, whatever the fuck they believed in, and the ancestors would tell them, go ahead and grab this person, that person, and sell them to the white man. Fucking crazy. So you can't keep blaming that shit on Europeans and Arabs. Like, anybody can come up with the concept. It's about making money.
That's all it's about.
That's all it was about, yo. Production and making money, right? When slaves became a mode of production, right? I read this last week. When slavery became a mode of production, meaning when you needed manpower or a labor force to produce agriculture or to mine or to take things out of the earth, when you needed an access of labor to do it, that's when motherfucking slavery became a necessity, right? For people. Yeah. Africa went through it. That's all people around the world. Whenever you get to a moment, what you say?
A lot of armies will be made up of
slave armies, right? Man,
look. Man, look. And that's what a lot of tribes was beefing with, because they would be like, yo, like every time you go to war, I got to send you bodies. That's why a lot of tribes didn't want to help. Would turn their back on the king to fight the Portuguese. He's like, nigga, I can't, like, basically it was like, nigga, both of y'all the devil. You know what I'm saying? Because, every time y'all go to war, I got to send you my people, my sons and shit. My family go to fighting your wars and they dying fighting for your wars. And then we got to still pay y'all tribute. Nigga, I got your daughters and one of my daughters and your concubine, nigga, like, shit.
It was a lot, man. It was a lot. But I don't think we glossed over anything. Any points that we didn't make, y'all can feel free to go ahead and make videos and clear up anything that y'all claim that we didn't give the correct context to.
Uncle put a bow on it tomorrow, so just forgive us. Uncle put a
Uncle cleared it all up. He said he got a dagger that's gonna kill both sides of the argument. But go ahead, Corey. Give the last words, then Sosa. Then I'm gonna close this motherfucker out.
Man, I think it was a productive podcast and whatever. I appreciate everybody for coming out listening. Again, I think we hit all of our points. I don't think we can be any clearer as far as where we stand at and what we were saying, what our argument was. So it's just like that. And, a lie make it halfway around the world before the truth get out of bed and get his pants on. So let's get up, get it out. Peace.
That's what's up. Sosa.
Yeah, yo, man. Good show. Good build as usual. Tune in them tomorrow. Hopefully we go live tomorrow. Uncle put a big bow on it. Now look, man, you already know. We come to share what we know, learn what we don't know, man, and bang on pseudos, man. Peace.
Peace. All right, y'all. Everybody hit that like button. This was Monday Night Madness. Oh, we got a disgruntled dude in the damn chat. This dude disgruntled. What's his name?
Who was disgruntled, man? It's a lot of
Kofi Brown.
Oh, yeah, you done cuss niggas out left, I think.
Yo, calm down, bruh. God damn, he is going ham on us. Calling us
you
idiots.
Don't want to be showing your face like that, bro. Like niggas know your face. Catch you, see you walking down the streets of Baltimore, nigga. Like,
yeah, man,
dangerous.
I hope Kofi don't see me in the street. I ain't gonna know who the hell he is, but he wants some smoke. I'll fight the shit out you, Kofi.
about African slavery.
Oh my God! Look, we read from sources, right? So it's never going. Listen, if you don't say what niggas want to hear, yo, they always gonna have a problem with it. But you know, go beef with the Africans who said the shit that we said. Then I'll believe you. You feel me? But cause y'all are crazy. But and to the Unc gonna come on. He said, "Bring it whenever we can meet. We can meet tomorrow, Kofi. Wherever you want to meet at. I'm fucking with you. I ain't meeting you to fight you over no goddamn Africa. You believe whatever you want to believe. But tune in tomorrow. I appreciate everybody for stopping in, and I'm gonna play that banging ass song that my man from Texas sent us, right? I'm mad.
That was your homeboy. That shit fire. That should be
he from Texas. He be on here. I don't know why he ain't clicking today. I told him, like, yo, I texted him today. I said, yo, I'm going to play that song that you sent me. Yo, that shit was fire. You feel me? He said he from Waco, Texas.
Oh, damn. David Koresh.
Yeah, that's Waco. That Waco fire. No pun intended. No pun intended. That's that Waco fire, yo. God, man,
hey man, R.I.P. to the family that got killed in Waco, Texas, man. Should have killed the dogs. Go ahead.
Exactly. Hit that like button, y'all. This live from Waco, Texas. My man got that fire.
Yeah. DQ. Check. Have you ever had a dream in the daytime? Had the same dream since the playground. If you made it come true, cause you stay down. Nigga, have you ever really thought about the limelight? In a room full of stars when you shine bright. I'ma make the right move when the time right. Alright. Nigga, have you ever had a dream during the daytime? Had the same dream since the playground. If you made it come true, cause you stay down. Nigga, have you ever really thought about the limelight? In a room full of stars when you shine bright. I'ma make the right move when the time right. Calculated every step, so I can't stand a hater out here hating on. Niggas out here making moves, see a handout the type of shit they waiting on. I'm the type to overlook a hand, cause the wrong step will cost an arm and leg. Niggas tripping, signing deals in red. I'ma hit the booth and make some hits instead. Light years ahead, we done go short a couple of albums, see we up for the challenge. Now I'm focused on the bread, but these niggas be fucking understanding when it come to my talents. It just pop up pass when it come to the salad, yeah, zips to the head. And we never mind hating consumers when it come to the rumors, cause we put them hoes to bed. Oh yeah, niggas try to take the page out my book and take the same steps I took. Networking, cultivating relationship, a skill still for real overlooked. Whole squad moving like we Voltron. Yeah, the whole nine looking like a gold mine. I'ma show mine, nigga, when it's go time. I'ma blow mine, niggas, when it's showtime. Niggas try to take the page out my book and take the same steps I took. Cultivating networking relationship, a skill still for real overlooked. Whole squad moving like we Voltron. Yeah, the whole nine looking like a gold mine. Only show mine, nigga, when it's go time. I'ma blow mine, niggas, when it's showtime. Yes, sir. Have you ever had a dream in the daytime? Had the same dream since the playground. If you made it come true, cause you stay down. Nigga, have you ever really thought about the limelight? In a room full of stars when you shine bright. I'ma make the right move when the time right. Alright. Nigga, have you ever had a dream during the daytime? Had the same dream since the playground. If you made it come true, cause you stay down. Nigga, have you ever really thought about the limelight? In a room full of stars when you shine bright. I'ma make the right move when the time right. Yeah. Big dreams, nightmares and monsters. Pimp thieves, hoes, thoughts and choppers. Crooked oppers, play cops and robbers. Siblings, smoke weed's the mantra. Weigh risk against shit that cost us. Hit a lick, it tastes bittersweet. You just a good soul, you wanna save the world, but you ain't they type, so they hint to lead. Wholesome souls die and world's incomplete. So I chase the pain so I can chase my dreams. Liquor is licorice inside my candy shop. Candy paint drop, wood grain supreme. Good for it, I'm good for it. Sorry the wave, you'll see when you look for it. Real recognize the real you look for. Pressing your luck and I wish you would force. You don't want a person nigga that be living on this North Star. So close but I'm so far. I'm a tiger in the woods but I swing like a home run. Holistically on par. You don't really want war but I'm raw like a tennis racket. How about Venus but I'm on Mars. So went the galactic is soup for your solar. Bring it back now. You don't want a person, nigga, that be living on this North Star. So close, but I'm so far. I'm a tiger in the woods, but I swing like a home run. Holistically on par. You don't really want war, but I'm war like a tennis racket. Help on Venus, but I'm on Mars. So went the galactic, it's soup for your solar. Virgo. Have you ever had a dream in the daytime? Had the same dream since the playground. And you made it come true, cause you stayed down. Nigga, have you ever really thought about the limelight? In a room full of stars when you shine bright. I'ma make the right move when the time right. Alright, nigga, have you ever had a dream during the daytime? Had the same dream since the playground. And you made it come true, cause you stayed down. Nigga, have you ever really thought about the limelight? In a room full of stars when you shine bright. I'ma make the right move when the time right.
I enjoyed y'all tonight. Vasa, I'm looking at that. Yo, you got inbox me. You said look into May's how it affected slavery in Africa. Okay. Kofi, we ain't that smart, yo. Chill out. Y'all have a good night. We appreciate everybody. Come tomorrow, Kofi, you can get on the panel and tell us where we all wrong at. You know what I mean? You don't even have to show your face in the Zoom. So anytime you want to come on and tell us all about it, you can. All right? All right. And on that note, pseudo killers. Peace.